I want to give to you today what I discovered to be the 5 levels or 5 stages of recovery or sobriety or your journey or whatever you want to call it. You know, when we go from being tangled up in booze and still not able to put it down, stop and start, that struggle, that's the beginning. From there to total freedom, which you can have. And what's total freedom? Where it's just a non-issue. It doesn't matter. It doesn't come up. You can be around it. It's just no longer an issue in your life. And yet you don't drink. So between those two places in life, we go through 5 stages, I've noticed. 5 levels, whatever you want to call them. Now, this isn't anything I've seen anywhere or heard anywhere. This is something that I noticed that came to me as I continue my own journey to sobriety. And I want to share it with you. Okay, so level 1, I've decided to call the reactive level, where we're just in reaction mode. We're not even in response mode yet. We're just reacting. And reacting implies either being on autopilot or not acting from intention, not giving it much thought, or let's put it this way, we don't have the energy to do anything except react to our world. And this is level 1, and this is the stage where you're trying to quit drinking, where you don't have any significant time under your belt. You may have quit in the past for, 3 weeks, 3 months, some people 3 years, but you're back to drinking. You're not sure how you're ever going to get this, permanent recovery that you hear about. And all you can do is react to the fact that you want to drink, or you just had a drink, or you're regretting having a drink. This is a very uncomfortable stage to be in. Now, the most important thing to know about this stage is that we don't realize that it is simply a stage or level that we can move out of. Now, if I'd have known that I could move out of this in a fairly short amount of time, quite quickly, I would have been able to do it much sooner. But you see, in this stage, and this is why it's really important if you're here to hear what I'm saying, at this stage, we actually don't even believe there's ever going to be anything else. All we can see is this long line of months, years, weeks ahead of us, whatever, of this struggle, this horrible feeling of, I need a drink. I don't want to drink. Oh my God, I drank. How am I ever going to quit drinking? The regret, the shame, the reaction. React. We're either reacting to the fact that we drank and we didn't want to, or we're reacting to the fact that we really want to drink and so we have one. Honestly, this is the stage where most of us get stuck. We don't realize that it is just a stage, and we therefore stay there for years, for decades. In my own case, over 3 decades, stuck right there. That was it, stuck. And let me tell you, that is no way to live. That is agony. That is pain. That is really hard. Because what happens while you're stuck there is your life happens while you're stuck there. Your life happens. Children are born. Marriages are created and dissolved. Like, all these things happen in our lives while we're stuck at this stage. And it's kind of mind-blowing, if you think about it and you get this over the slippery part. But that's what happens. So at stage 1 is probably very familiar to you. And the most important message I want you to know about stage 1 is that if you recognize it's a stage and you say to yourself, okay, this isn't going to last that long, I can get past this stage, then you'll take the step, you'll do what it takes to move to the second stage, knowing that it isn't permanent. And if really that's all we need to know. We don't necessarily know how, but that's coming. I'm about to tell you. But just knowing that you can move through this stage is how to move through this stage. Okay? So if you're in stage 1, that's the key takeaway. I can get out of this and move on to stage 2. Okay. Stage 2 is when you've realized that you can move beyond stage 1. You've realized, oh, wait, if others can do this, I can probably do this. And here's how we get stuck at stage 2. We decide to do it alone. We make the decision to quit. Sometimes we get some sobriety, we get weeks, sometimes months. We never really recover. We never move past holding on tight to our butt cheeks and hoping we're not going to drink that day. Sorry for the visual, but you get my point. Stage 2 is actually taking the step to quit drinking, but not going any further. All you're doing in stage 2 is simply putting down the bottle. And that is also a very painful stage to be in, because every day is a struggle. Every day is always off. I don't want to drink today. What if I do drink today? I hope I don't drink today. And what happens if we don't move from stage 2 to stage 3 is that we will just end up back at stage 1. And many of you have probably lived stage 1, stage 2, stage 1, stage 2, stage 1, stage 2 for, again, years or even decades. Again, that was me. Although, to be honest, in my case, I spent very little time at stage 2 because I just couldn't get more than, a few days or maybe a week or 2 without drinking. All right, that's stage 2. Stage 3, we finally realize I need help. I can't do this by myself. I need a hand here. And that's when we start looking. Now, we're still reticent because the reason that, the funny thing about alcohol, the reason that we don't get help as quickly or as earnestly as others with other issues do is because it seems like, well, look, all I have to do is not drink and my problem is solved. What the hell do I need help with that for? Just don't have a drink. And the problem is people in our lives who don't know what it's like will actually say that to us. Well, just don't drink. What's the problem? So don't drink like that. Well, if we could do that, then there'd be an honest, right? Since we can't do that, we have to realize that we need help. And in stage 3, we go, all right, I get it. I'm going to need some help. So in stage 3, we start getting light help. What is light help? We may go on social media and join a group where we're one of thousands of others. You can go on social media. The groups are endless. They have upwards of, there's one group I saw recently that has 65,000 people in it. But what is that? Thousands of people in a group. There's a few, most of them don't even remember they're in there. There's a few that are being active, and the support in there is lovely. People are trying, but here's what the support is. It's people posting memes and encouragement, which is lovely, but it's light help. Don't give up. You can do it. I did it, and so can you. This type of support isn't going to get you sober. It's certainly not going to get you recovery. It may inspire you for a day or two, but at this stage, you're really not serious about getting help because nobody knows you. Oh, and by the way, another thing about these groups that I've noticed is a lot of the people post in there anonymously. So they don't even know each other who they are. That's not support. So anonymous posting of inspiring ideas is really not going to take you to the level you want to go at. And in addition to social media, this is the stage where you pick up, you start listening to podcasts, you're opening my email, you're reading my email, you're watching this video, but I don't know who you are. I have your name and your email. Thank you. Good for you for getting to stage 3 and doing that and watching this video, but you are at light support. Light supports. Again, this is where we like to stay stuck because it's easy. It takes very little effort. We can remain relatively anonymous. We don't have to do any work. I mean, all you got to do is watch a video and you go, right? If I give you a journal prompt or some homework, which I love to do, especially on my podcast, I give takeaways and do's all the time, but you don't have to do it. Who's going to hold you to it? Nobody. So this is light support. It is an important stage, though. It is an important stage to go through where we do realize, some of this stuff's been really, really helpful. I've learned a lot, but I haven't gotten anywhere. This is when you realized you have to move to stage 4. Now, stage 4 is when you finally say, I need support where the person supporting me or the people supporting me know my name. They know my story. They care about me. I know their story, their name. I care about them. And together, we are all working towards getting to stage 5 together. Now, this is the women who I end up meeting. These are women who listen to my podcast for a while they hang out in stage 3. It's perfectly fine. And then all of a sudden one day, something clicks. This is what happens. Something clicks inside, and your subconscious, your heart, God, whoever it is, says something inside of you says, all right, it's time to move on. This is not going to get us where we want to go. And that's when I get the email or the text message saying, Becca, been listening to you for months. I need help. What do I do next? And that's when we start stage 4, beginnings of real recovery. This is when I get together with you. I talk to you. Now, don't get me wrong. This could be someone else. I'm just using me because I'm me, right? This could be anybody. But in order to move into stage 4, you've got to become known to whoever's going to help you. You have to have the courage to go from anonymous to here I am, I'm me, I need help. This isn't something you have to tell the world, but you got to tell somebody. Somebody has to know your name. Once you've done that and you've reached out and you've decided to have the courage, you're officially in level 4, stage 4, and then level 5 begins. That is what? That is taking the support that you've chosen, committing to it with the help of the support that you've chosen over the long term, minimum 90 days. Longer is better. And with the support and guidance of those who've been there before you, such as myself or others like you, you then move rapidly. Think about it. 90 days is nothing compared to all the years and months that have been wasted in the first 3 to 4 stages. All of a sudden, in the next 90 days, you're just flying towards the true and real lasting recovery. These are the stages. I see it all the time. I lived it, and it is predictable. It's predictable. So the only question to ask yourself is obvious. What stage are you at? How long do you want to hang out there? That's it. There's no other question. Go back, watch this again if you have to. Find out, take some notes. Ask yourself some key questions. And basically the question is, how long do I want to stay at this stage? When am I going to move up? When am I going to get my life back? Takes courage, yeah, but it's your life. Nothing short of your life. Sending you love and hoping to see you on stage 4 very soon. Bye for now.